So here's the veil all done. As I said before, I didn't buy trim for it. So what I did is I cut the lace that I used for the bodice, and I put that around the trim instead, which I kind of like because I think it'll go around. It'll match the outfit at least. So the very last thing with the Kate Middleton is to attach the veil to the crown. And this is the one I made for her. It's a little blurry, I'm afraid. I'll show you the things I made. Okay, now this pin here, it's a glue pin, and at the top is a glue tip, and at the bottom it has a little suction thing. And this is a very nifty little item when you're working with little crystals and all that. Because what you do is you put the glue on the area that you want, and then you use the suction thing to pick up the jewel that you want to work with and place it where you want. Now, though there was shinier, excuse me for a second, there were much shinier things to use. But they also tend to be very expensive, and I was kind of on a limited budget here. Okay, so this is what I use. These are actually, I guess, earring parts. And what I did is I bent this area here up. See, that had originally been on the side, and I bent it upward. And then I used these type of, excuse me again. I used these rhinestones. Now, these are kind of glassy looking, and they're not the shiniest of the group. There's some that are actually much, glittery. But they're also incredibly expensive. I mean, this is 200 pieces, and I should have saved my money and told you guys how much I spent on this, because actually I really did spend quite a bit, because, like, I think the lace was $12 a yard and all that. But I don't know. I don't remember what the rhinestones were. But but the other ones, the really ones that are glittery and all that, for just maybe 10, you might pay $10, it seems. Or it's just an incredible amount of money. So I went ahead and bought rhinestones. They're not quite as attractive. They don't shine as nicely and all that. But it was what I could afford. So that's her crown. And I also bought some little flowers. I'm going to also make her a little bouquet. So here I have the crown. I've sewn it on two sides. How I'm doing that is bear with me folks, I'm doing this one-handed, and then on top of that I've got a kitty on my lap. He's been really wanting to sit on my lap ever since it's turned cold. So what I'm doing is I tie one in, and this is on the right side. Just kind of tie it in, just looping it through. I'll do this 3 times. This thread's kind of annoying because it doesn't always go through. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing. Just pull it through 3 times, and then I make one of those knots. Where you have a loop, and then you put your needle through the loop, and then you pull it tight. And I have a little loop there from a piece of thread not going through. And oh dear, did it break from that one side? It seems like one area broke through. I'm trying to do it on the opposite sides, but apparently that side just broke off. So I'm going to have to redo that. So here's the crown attached to the veil. We'll put it on her in a few minutes, but I'm going to make her bouquet first. And here we have the bouquet. What I did with that is I took a strip of tulle and wrapped it around, and then I tied the two ends, two ends of the strip together. I wrapped them around each other and then until I had like two strips, which you can kind of see here. And then I just tied them, and then I cut off any excess. The challenging thing about the bouquet was trying to find flowers that were small enough that they wouldn't have looked ridiculous with the Barbie. And I finally found these. So I'm about to unveil her. I'm going to put her all together, and then you'll get to see her. And here she is, all finished. And I have to admit, I am very pleased. For my first project, this turned out really well. And considering how complicated it was, you're thinking a Barbie wedding dress, but this was actually pretty complicated. And I'll get a close-up version of here. And I've made some mistakes, but, and she's got a little bit of creasing because, she's been sitting around for a while. Had to pin the bouquet to her. Kind of hard. She didn't want to hold her bouquet. So, and this is what it's on the thing, on the cover. Now theirs is a little more, I don't know, flawless, but all in all, I think I did very well for a first project. And it's quite pretty. It turned out much better than I expected. And even that ridiculous train doesn't look too bad. So I think I'll stand her next to some of my G.I. Joes and make them nervous. For my next project, originally I was going to do a much bigger doll pattern, but I need curtains, and I bought a curtain pattern, so I think I'm going to do that instead. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video series. Thank you.